Well, hey there, my friends. How was your weekend? We had another warm one here in South Alabama. We've been about 15 degrees above normal temperatures here for the past week, and we're going to have it for 4 more days. But hey, it wasn't that muggy, and breeze was blowing, so not a bad weekend at all. Friday, I listened to another good podcast. Yeah, I'm listening to a lot of podcasts in my free time these days. I listen to them at night a lot too. When people say, like they can't find time to squeeze them in, that's the kind of entertainment I kind of like in the evening. And also too, these long podcasts, I never like consume them like in one shot. But today we're going to talk about diabetes and fruit on a plant-based diet. There's so many things people say. In fact, I had the TV on for the news a little bit earlier, and I saw a diabetes commercial, and it's always about, obviously this time of day they're just advertising for medications, but it's just like people, I think even a lot of people with diabetes just have kind of been told things that don't necessarily pan out. And the guy that was in this video, I listened to two. I've actually listened to 2 talks, maybe 3 talks by him, and I would recommend that you look him up. Although I'm going to put a link in the description below for the 2 talks that I definitely recommend, and that's the Exam Room podcast again. And this guy's name is Dr. Cyrus Khambatta, Khambatta. Now he co-wrote and founded an organization called Mastering Diabetes. There's a book out there, you can order that too, with a guy named Robbie Barbaro. Now when we're talking about being able, and also let me throw in there too the one I heard where they were both on there. Both of these guys are type 1 diabetics, not type 2. Apparently like type 1, I think he said type 1 makes up about 10 to 15% of all diabetics out there. So he's talking from the perspective of a person with type 1 diabetes. Now, I don't remember him saying exactly his medication or whatever, but probably type 1, he's still going to have to take some medication. And also too, in this discussion, you can kind of like start thinking ahead, think about this for people who are always saying insulin resistant or pre-diabetic. And I've had a number of people just tell me, well, I can't do this or that because I'm insulin resistant, and that's just law in their head. And I'm not knocking them and I'm not judging them, because that's kind of just been the standard way of handling diabetics over the years. And you're not supposed to eat fruit. You're not supposed to eat carbs. A lot of diabetics reject carbs, much less fruit. But both of these guys, especially Dr. Khambatta, talked about like his favorite fruits, and he eats regular fruits all the time, and he's very open to eating fruit. What you really have to understand, and this is what people don't really get, is diabetes. And listen, I've got some notes down here. I'm no expert on this. I want you to go and listen to somebody that is. I just kind of like to point you in directions. But all of this, diabetes, pre-diabetes, insulin resistance, it's not a sugar issue. It's not even, I'm not advocating going out there and eat processed sugar, but it's not even necessarily the processed sugar. It is fat, fat, fat. And that's what people don't want to hear. And a lot of times, from what I understand and what I heard in this talk and what I've heard from other diabetics, when you go to a doctor and you've been diagnosed, they tend to just tell you, one of the common things is like, don't eat carbs, restrict your carbs. And they don't tend to, a lot of them, focus as much on the fat as I think that maybe they should. Now, also too, there is a test out there. I forgot what exactly the test is called. I think you can get it even at any number of places. You could probably, obviously your doctor would do it for you. And here's something else too, is you're thinking about changing your diet, maybe adding things in that you haven't been adding, or whether you're talking to somebody else or referring somebody else. By no means, and that's what all of these guys that are doctors or medical people or researchers say. This is not this isn't some bunch of crackpots out there that are telling you, okay, stop taking your med. They always, always, always stress that you should be working with your doctor, healthcare professional, and you should not do anything on your own without consulting that person. You should not like stop any of the medications you're taking. What you should do is just start exploring a better way of eating, a way that might actually help you, and just wait for your doctor visit where you get, they test your blood sugar and he's like, maybe you don't need these medicines anymore. Now there's a test apparently, like where you hear, like I've heard a number of stories. I know somebody I met at the Woodstock Fruit. No, I met 2 people at the Woodstock Fruit Festival that I sat down and actually talked to them about their experiences. And some people are going to have different results. I didn't really understand this until I listened to both of these videos, but there's a test that they can give people to see how much insulin the pancreas is still producing. And they just kind of got 3 categories: high, medium, and low. He's pretty much saying, and like I say, nobody's saying here, do this and you're going to throw your medicine away or get off of it. But he said there's a very, very high probability that the people that are still producing a high amount of insulin from their pancreas that can get off medication altogether. And that for people like that, if they really, figure it out and start eating how they should be eating for this condition, that they can get off their medication rather quick being different things for other people. And then the people that kind of test that, they have a medium production of insulin still. He still says most of them, a lot of them can get off any of the medication that they're taking, but it might just take a little bit more time. And maybe the people that are in the lower end are not going to necessarily ever get off all their medication. Maybe they can. But the point being, and this is what I like he said in all of this, is it's not necessarily, if you are diabetic or if you're sharing information with somebody that is, don't go into this with the whole notion of just like the blinders on of getting off the medication. And if I can't get off the medication, what good? You're going to be improving your health either way, because these guys are advocating, not even just like some diet. The thing is like the way that they talk about eating, and he's got, like I say in this book, I want to say that he's got some recipes out there. If you go to that website, which is masteringdiabetes.org, I believe they even have some free recipes on there. So, everybody, and these are recipes that are hitting on all the health. They're going to help to lower your cholesterol. One of the biggest things, you just think about it, and like I say, throughout the years as I've been more interested in health and how we can do the best to give ourselves the best chance at staying healthy, I didn't even really realize like all the problems that were actually associated with diabetes. I mean, I knew, it's just blood sugar, but people with diabetes are way more prone to heart issues, heart attacks, kidney problems. It get like so many people that have been diabetic for years and especially don't do anything about their situation, and just totally rely on the medication, and their numbers are still always kind of high. Lots of kidney problems. And eventually some of this stuff can lead to impaired vision or blindness. So just know, I'm going to stop there, because once again, I am no expert on this subject. Like all I'm trying to do here is just like curate and point people in different directions of really good life-saving information. So I will drop, like I say, I'll drop the 2 specific YouTube videos below. Now you can listen anywhere. You could like I'll tell you right now, if you don't want to wait to, even if you didn't go to the link below, all you got to do is go to wherever you listen to your podcast. That's what I do. And I go in there and I like search the exam room, Dr. Cyrus Kambata, and it'll pop up every like talk that he's been on the exam room. He's been on there maybe 3 times, maybe 4. I know 2. I listen to 2 for sure. And you can do that on YouTube as well. That makes it a lot easier to find things. But I will drop those in the description below. And hey, do with it what you will. It's just about putting the information out there. Like I say, I kind of like to, I kind of appreciate the tone of the podcast that I listen to, because there's no emotion, there's no drama. It's just like, here's some information. If you want it, take it. If you've got information, we all make our choices. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you here again throughout the week. Peace.